run of the game. When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get. Don't you ever talk about me.
Champ and Flawless present the picks, Week 6 NFL. So let's dive right into our Thursday game. Indianapolis visits Houston. Indianapolis is a 3-point favorite. Tough game to call. Indianapolis is really the class of this division. Though Houston is playing solid football, going to have to go with the home team here on Thursday. This one might not be quite the blowout the others have been. Houston plus the 3. All right, we move on to our Sunday games. Carolina visits Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a 7-point favorite. This line will probably be moved with the news that A.J. Green will probably be out. Carolina getting 7 points, and without A.J. Green, like Carolina's defense thought they started to pick it up last week, Carolina plus the 7. Pittsburgh visits Cleveland. Cleveland's a 2-point favorite. Think the Steelers go on the road and get the win here. Cleveland looked weak in the first half last week, then found their mojo. Pittsburgh was able to get by Jacksonville. Wasn't pretty. Think that non-pretty wins continue, like Pittsburgh plus the 2. Patriots go on the road after an impressive showing versus Cincinnati. Still think this team's weak and not as good as everybody wants them to be now. Everybody was calling for their heads 2 weeks ago, so one game isn't going to change my mind. Really like Buffalo getting 3 points here. I think Buffalo's actually been the best team in that division so far. Buffalo plus the 3. Green Bay goes to Miami. Green Bay's a 3-point favorite. Really hard game to call. Green Bay's been playing good football. Haven't seen much from Miami. Nice win versus Patriots in the open week, then 2 bad losses, and then a nothing win versus the Raiders in London 2 weeks ago. Gonna go with Green Bay. Don't really like road favorites, but I just can't see Miami winning this game. Green Bay's been playing too good of football. Green Bay minus the 3. Jacksonville goes to Tennessee. Tennessee's a 6-point favorite. Jacksonville seemed to play Tennessee pretty well last year. Think Jacksonville continues to play them well this year. Look for Jacksonville to get their first win of the season. Jacksonville plus the 6. Baltimore visits Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's getting 3 points. Tampa Bay has played great football for 2 weeks now with Glennon behind center. Didn't really like what I saw from Baltimore last week. Think Tampa Bay keeps it up. Think Tampa Bay plays good football again. Baltimore struggles on the road. Tampa Bay plus the 3. Detroit goes to Minnesota. Detroit's a 1.5 point favorite. Reggie Bush is out. Joke Bell's in. Think Detroit goes on the road, wins this one. Don't know about the health of Teddy Bridgewater yet, so it's really hard to call this game. If Teddy's playing, I think it might be a little closer, but I think that Detroit defense just causes too much havoc for the Minnesota Vikings, and they aren't able to get that offense on track, and that defense is pretty weak. So Detroit should find its mojo with or without Calvin Johnson and Reggie Bush. Detroit minus 1.5. Denver goes to the New York Jets. Denver's a 10-point favorite. Really hard game to call. The Jets had nothing last week. Denver looked really good versus Arizona, but once Logan Thomas came in, there wasn't much to play for in that game, and that game was essentially over. It was a pretty tight game before that. Hard to call a 10-point road favorite, but the Jets' defense versus the pass has been really weak, and that offense has just been terrible. Like for Denver to go in there and roll. Denver minus the 10. Taking a lot of road favorites this week. Going to probably be a pretty bad week. Chargers versus the Raiders. Chargers minus 7. Raiders might have a little more spunk after a coaching fire, but I just don't think they're good enough to play with the Chargers. Chargers minus the 7. Chicago goes to Atlanta. Atlanta's a 3-point favorite. Chicago struggled on the road last week versus Carolina. Atlanta always seems to be good at home. Going to take Atlanta at home minus the 3. Hope their defense is able to show up. I expect a bit of a shootout here. Dallas goes to Seattle. Seattle's an 8-point favorite, and this is my lock of the week. Look for Dallas to really struggle on the road versus Seattle. Seattle will roll up the points, create lots of turnovers, and be able to slow down DeMarco Murray so the Cowboys won't have much to offer. Like Seattle, minus the 8. Washington goes to Arizona. Arizona's a 3.5-point favorite. Don't know who's going to play quarterback. Don't like it if it's Logan Thomas. If we get Stanton or Palmer back, which both of them seem to be on track, really like Arizona here. Look for Washington to struggle on the road and Arizona to roll. Arizona minus 3.5. New York Giants go to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a 2.5-point favorite. Eagles just got by last week versus Tampa Bay. Defense still seems to be a problem. Their line still seems to be a problem. Giants look to be playing pretty good football. Look for them to show up on Sunday night. Give the Eagles all they can handle. That offense has looked really good. Giants plus the 2.5. And our last game of the week, Monday Night Football. San Francisco goes to St. Louis. San Francisco's a 3.5-point favorite. Really like the Rams passing game. Austin Davis has looked good, but I just don't think they'll be able to handle the San Francisco 49ers. And I think the 49ers go in there and get a win on the road. San Francisco minus 3.5. Those are my NFL picks for the week. Be sure to check out atsgames for all my pick and plays throughout the week and throughout the weekend. Also, be sure to check out our TV podcast that'll be airing next week. Also, we're getting ready for our fall movie special. Be sure to check that out. That should be released in the next week or two. And I'm out. Hi, I'm your fellow stadium hot dog, and this is my Pick 5. If you like wieners, I think you're going to relish my picks. For my picks, I'm going to choose the stadiums who have the best dogs. Carolina Panthers, New York Giants, Chicago Bears, San Francisco 49ers, and the Green Bay Packers. Enjoy your hot links.